What happens when Indians, one of the largest Asian immigrant communities in America, start becoming one of the biggest groups caught in the US immigration crackdown? New figures cited in the opinion piece suggested that the Indians are now facing growing attention from ICE, the agency responsible for the immigration enforcement. One recent case involves Venkata Vasamasetti, a green card holder who was living legally in the United States since 2013. She was arrested by ICE after spending several months in India in 2022 while visiting her sick father and recovering from the COVID. ICE said that they accused her for abandoning her permanent residency and a claim that she disputes now. Another case involved Indian musician Pritesh Walia, who was detained by ICE and later released on bond. Well, according to the Ministry of External Affairs figures cited in the article, more than 4,800 Indian nationals have been deported from the US since Donald Trump returned to the office. Around 3,567 were deported in 2025, while around 1,300 were deported during the first half of 2026. The article says that this was much part of a bigger crackdown on just the Indians. More than 51,000 arrests in July, while the Trump administration has pushed for much higher daily arrests and the deportation numbers. But here's where the story becomes more important for the Indian diaspora. The advocacy group Stop AAPI Hate says that Indians represented around 28% of the Asian arrests and around 28% of the Asian deportations between January 2025 and March 2026, making Indians the largest group among the Asians and the Pacific Islander communities in those figures. However, the article also notes that most people deported by ICE are still under from the Latin America and Caribbean communities. The debate is about why Indians are facing increased enforcement altogether. Why only Indians? Well, supporters of the crackdown point out the immigration violations and the criminal cases that are around Indians. But critics argue that the enforcement net is becoming much wider and can also have an effect, especially on the legal residents, the visa holders, and people with unresolved immigration cases. The article also highlights the concerns over ICE detention practices, the court battles, and the new enforcement tools. At the same time, there is an economic cost. The piece cites research suggesting the tighter visa policies and it could reduce the international student numbers. The cost of the US billions of dollars and affect thousands of jobs. Indian students are reportedly among those who reconsider the United States because of the visa delays and uncertainty. Well, America wants tighter immigration controls, but it also depends heavily on the immigrants, especially Indians, the students, and the skilled workers. And the challenge for Washington is finding the perfect balance between the enforcement and keeping the United States attractive for every person who helped drive its economy.